go into subsidy-driven businesses, or do you want to face the international competition? We were very clear. We will follow a long-term strategy. And this is one of my gillas against Pakistani businessmen, Pakistani entrepreneurs. We love short-term policies. We just don't seem to understand, and I'll come to it a little later, what is the real benefit of a long-term strategy. In the long run, you gain more by having a long-term strategy than a summation of a lot of short-term. We were very clear that we did not want to be a local. We wanted to go and fight on the international plane. So, when we looked at all the services, one thing we were clear, have a broad service. How broad, we did not know. Soon it came to our minds that we wanted to, in those early days, we called it an integrated engineering company. Two takeaways. Fellow Pakistani entrepreneurs, please go global. Don't think only local. Think Pakistan plus, plus, plus. And the other one, as I've just said, don't go for short-term policies, go for long-term. And then there's another one. In the 50s and 60s and 70s, the growth model for entrepreneurs, for families, was textiles, sugar, cement, ghee, flour, all local. Well, we said no way. Stick to two core businesses, but go global. And that's exactly what we did. And so we said, we're going to go global. Descon Engineering, gone global. Descon Chemicals, started now, going global. Descon Power, inshallah, in a year or two, we'll go global. Another takeaway, I talked about dreams and aspirations. This is another problem that I have, I feel, about our Pakistanis. We don't dream enough. We daydream a lot, but we don't dream enough. We don't dream greatness. If you can't dream it, you can't do it. वो बेचारा पान वाला बैठा हुआ है अपनी दुकान में. He hasn't got that dream. He'll never get out of it. His vision is 550 yards around the pawn shop. That's his vision. How can he go? Ladies and gentlemen, nobody is ever poor because he hasn't got the capital. But he is very poor if he doesn't have a vision. He doesn't have a vision. That's it. So the takeaway is dream, and dream a lot. Another thing I want to say, do you have to be a charismatic leader to be an entrepreneur? Research has clearly shown that you do not have to be a charismatic, high-profile, strong personality to be a successful entrepreneur. In fact, to go to the final stage 4, which I'll talk to you in a minute, being a strong personality is a liability. Being charismatic is a liability, and I'll talk about it later. here I am, April 1981, I've left Al Hercules. And then in September 81, just a few months later, a fantastic job comes up. The National Refinery in Karachi does the lube expansion project. And Descon goes after it. And Alhamdulillah, we win that job. And people were saying, don't do it. My friends were saying, don't do it. My mentors were saying, don't touch it. It's too big, you're too small a company. How can a company with, by that time it was what, 8 engineers? How can a company of 8 engineers ever take on such a huge job? Well, we had the passion, we had the drive, we wanted to do it, and we took it, and alhamdulillah, we did it. And, you know, it's so funny. People say, well, we're very smart and this and that. But I tell you, the hand of God was so much with us all the way. Things happened which was unbelievable. Qudrati taur par, we were able to do it. So, once we settled down at the end of 1981 with this national refinery job, then the time came, now let's go global. And so we started looking around. From my experience in Al Hercules, we said let's go overseas on our maintenance job. And there's a fertilizer plant in Saudi Arabia called Safco, managed by a great Pakistani, Dr. Ahmed Kidwai. I went to him, I said, Ahmed, why don't you give the maintenance job to us? He says, done. Small job, send 80 people, Safco, 20 days, come back, clean up, Dowdo Margo, why, this, that, come back. We did it, made some money, and we were international. So the international department opens up. Go to Abu Dhabi, go for a job there. This time you had to bid, and we bid against the British, against some Spanish company, whoever. And we bid very, very low. We were 30% lower than the next bidder. So I went to the Arab, Hassan Salman. He says, brother, I know why you've come. You've come because you want to get out of the job. You bid too low, right, brother? I said, well, I don't know that I bid too low, but I haven't come for that. I have come to ask you to award the job to us. He said, will you make money? I said, no. He said, you want to take the job? I said, yes, I want the job. He said, okay, take it. We did it, 16 days, very simple job. Just change the catalyst, which we've done in Al Hercules all the time. Did a good job, went back to Hassan Salman. He says, well, you did a very good job. Now you're pre-qualified for every single job. I said, thank you, that's what I wanted. He said, did you make money? I said, well, I told you I wouldn't, but actually we broke even. He says, oh, well done. He says, why were you prepared to lose money? I said, Hassan Salman, we believe in long term. I was buying my entrance fee into ADNOC. That's all it was. The money that I'd lose was my entrance fee to get into ADNOC. He says, well, you're in now. I said, thank you very much. A few months later, another job comes, we win that. Another job comes, we win that. And suddenly, we're up and running in Abu Dhabi. 1985, an opportunity comes in Saudi Arabia.